Hey dudes and chicks, and neither of those rules don't apply to you. Welcome to Big for All This Time. My name is Katie. Today, I am going to be doing a kind of a mixy poo. I'm going to be doing a Pop This Palette's Cherry with the Path of the Light Side by Notoriously Morbid. The color story looks like this. And because I wanted to do, I was inspired over the weekend to do a look on my vacation, and then I ended up not doing it, and so I kind of used a bunch of different palettes. So if you guys are interested in seeing what other palettes I used, how I got this look, or if you guys just like to watch, then hang out. Okay, can we just talk about my eyebrows? Like, oh, I was just gonna say, you know, I'm at the end of a 48-hour fast, and I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like my skin looks really good. What am I doing? Oh my god. I just like put my eyeshadow primer on my fingertip like it was my foundation. We're gonna get through it. Every time I film, it's like I'm brand new. I feel like my skin looks really good, and I can't tell if it's just me, but I'm putting on my P. Louise primer in room row 2. A little gifty poo from my friend Steph. My eyebrows look really good, and I was just gonna say, it's like, I feel like the wrinkles on my forehead aren't as bad as they normally are, and then I thought, God, have I not been surprised in a while? But here I am. Like, hey everybody, look at my eyebrows. Okay, so I kind of want to use a few different things, but I'm going to start with the Path of the Light Side palette by Notoriously Morbid. The color story looks like this, and this was also a gift to me from Danny. She's Donut Reply on Instagram, and Steph is Not Your Basic Steph on YouTube and on Instagram. I feel like I'm going to go big with this one, so I'm going to use my Made by Mitchell ME3. And I'm going to start with the color, what's the name? I'm going to start with the color When Do You. It's this lavender shade. And it looked like it wasn't dark enough really, but Notoriously Morbid shadows have a way of being dimensional even without using more than one color. So we're just going to see how this goes, and we're going to act accordingly. This is kind of a Pop This Palette's Cherry, only it's not, and I'll probably say this in the intro, but maybe I'll just skip it seeing as how I'm saying it now. I wanted to use a few different palettes over the weekend and didn't actually get a chance to get dressed up over the weekend. So I want to kind of maybe do a version of what I wanted to do. I mean, this would have been the weekend. It still would have been the weekend. I took a trip to my hometown, and it ended up going terribly wrong. Everything went terribly wrong, and I acted out in bad behavior, so I had to put myself in timeout. But we don't want to talk about that, do we? We don't want to talk about Bruno. So anyways, I'm at the tail end of a 48-hour fast, which was accidental. But if I start acting a little loopy or weird, I'm not on drugs. I just wish I was. That's baseline for me. So things are going good. I wish I was on drugs. Things are going terrible. I wish I was on drugs. Yeah, that's a really pretty color. You know, it's a lie. I don't wish I was on drugs all the time, not like I used to, but it's never like, if I think about drugs, I'm like, oh yeah, I like those. I remember those. They were fun. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to bring in some other colors just because I want to be a little bit more creative and do something a little bit more artistic. I'm kind of going through the shit right now, and I couldn't really pull myself off the couch, but I usually only give myself like, I'm a 3-day processor. So at this point, I normally can process things a little bit quicker than 3 days. And so I feel like I definitely give myself 2 days to lay on the couch and cry sock around and watch movies about people that are doing the things I wish I was doing. And then I get in the solution, and I remember, oh yeah, I do my makeup to make myself happy. So here I am, feeling pretty good about it. So far, so good. There's just something about putting color on your face that it's just like all of a sudden everything just seems a little better, tolerable. So it's like, Oh, there's going to be fireworks going off because it's actually the 4th of July and I'm in my apartment. So, you know, it's like, I feel like I got to a certain age where I knew I was like hitting a ceiling because of my trauma. Like there was certain things about my trauma that were like, my life was still pretty manageable, but when I realized I wanted to actually like make some dreams come true and kind of like get into a relationship and like crush through that ceiling, I was going to have to do some more inner work because like I have some like underlying beliefs and things inside of me that are like holding me down in those ways. Like I was only able to get so far and then I had to do the work. And so, you know, it's funny because you start doing the work to like, I started like doing this work. I started seeing a therapist who's like an energy worker and a shaman, and like we do like journeys and like do all this really cool shit, but it's like deep work, right? And you do it because you want to like press through the glass ceiling, but part of that means like stop doing damage in your life. But the truth of it is when you actually start doing that work, all your shit just bubbles right to the surface, and then you're just like acting like a child all the time, like rocking in the corner, crying around. It's all like, oh, abandonment, oh, fear, oh, this. And it's just, I don't know, I just find it so interesting to watch as like an outsider looking in at my own life. Like, it's just interesting. Also, what has been interesting is to see how all the times in my life when I've acted out in those responses and thought that those responses were actually the reality, whereas they were actually just like trauma responses to fears that are derivative of your childhood. I'm going to go into the color Dream in the Blends palette, and I'm going to use that to blend this out with another big brush, the ME1, Made by Mitchell ME1. I hope these shadows go together like peanut butter and ladies. I don't know which is more like fascinating to me, like thinking about all the times that I've like behaved in a certain way, that when I behave in that way now, it's so clear to me what's going on, that I'm actually like responding to something from my past and like how much it has plagued me in my life. And, or the other interesting thing is like, even knowing, sometimes you still just have so little control over it. It's super interesting to me. And like just seeing like the damage that it's done in my life when I was like unknowing, but also like pulling it to the surface and seeing like what it's doing to my life now is crazy. But I mean, is it doing that to my life, or would I already be doing that? And like, it would be 10 times worse if I wasn't doing this work. I can't tell. One day I was sitting at coffee with my two homies, and they're like my besties, like we're tight. So they both know me really well. And usually like, I'm like, if my friends do anything, like I don't get mad at them, like at all. I never get irritated or whatever. So I'm telling them about the story of something that was happening in my therapy sesh. And one friend looked at the other and she goes, oh yeah, I did that, blah, blah, blah. They're like laughing around. And I literally, quite literally, looked at him and go, it's fine. You guys just go ahead and tell your story. I'll just forget it. I don't even want to tell you guys my story. And my one friend looked at me and she goes, if you don't finish your story, I'm actually going to get mad at you. And I was like, all right, I will. I don't know why I just did that. And like, we were talking about like this inner child work that we are like, we all like see therapists for this like inner child work or whatever. Like that might sound so stupid to some people, but like it might sound not stupid to others. But anyways, they were like, that was that 6-year-old right there. Like, they were super understanding about it. Whereas I was like, why did I just act like a fucking idiot like that? What just came over me? Like, and you know, more recently I've done some more embarrassing things, but oh well, no sense in being embarrassed about it. You just do the best you can to fix whatever damage you do and accept the consequences, whatever those may be. And that looks cute. Okay, I'm going to use a little tiny brush. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my Made by Mitchell ME2. It's just a Made by Mitchell day. I'm going to use the color Bewitched to deepen these up. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to use the color Spellbinding, this deep navy blue. And I'm just going to go really light with it. So I'm going to go blue, purple, blue. And I'm going to keep that tight in the crease to give me really that dimension down there and not get it up into the lavender, because I really want to keep that pretty true to color. Yeah, that looks really pretty. Yeah, so like how many times in our lives have we just been in relationships where like we like actually got in a fight every single time that we started our period, or like every single time the moon was full, or like the stupidest things. And like you start to see these patterns. Like when I got clean, I started to see these patterns in my life of behavior. I mean, it took a lot of years. I just started seeing them. But you don't really see those behaviors unless you're in a relationship with somebody, whether it's a child or a friend or your intimate partner. Like you don't really see those patterns until you're in those relationships, because that's what draws them out, is those intimate relationships. For me, it's mainly intimate relationships, but you don't really see the patterns. And so all the while you're like not wanting to do damage in that intimate relationship. And yet the conundrum is it's that intimate relationship that will draw those things to the surface. And so it's actually a blessing, because you get to like look at your shit and like look at what is going on inside of you and actually work on it and get to the bottom of it, instead of trying to change the behavior and never getting anywhere, because the behavior is going to continue as long as the response continues, right? So I don't know. I just find it interesting, and it's something I'm come to realize I'm pretty powerless over. So I just got to like love myself through it and love all the parts, you know what I mean? I got to love the parts that love, and I got to love the parts that fuck shit up. That's what we all need to do. So here I am, all alone on the 4th of July, sitting in my feelings and going through it with you guys. Now I'm going back into the lavender. I don't know what I'm going to do on that inner corner, as you guys know. You guys know full well I never know what I'm going to do on the inner corner. Something though. I'm going to give this a little bit of a better. And that looks really good. And then I'm gonna like this. This is such a pretty color, dude. I think I wanted to consider the idea of putting pink in the corner, but maybe I'll just go all the way to the inner corner with this purple. This lavender is so cute. And I love purple looks. They are adorable. This. I have my mirror in a different position and it's a little bit further away than usual, but I like it because I'm like at least looking like facing the camera and you guys can see both eyes. So I kind of have made that little tiny shift. But I really like to get right in there when I'm doing my looks and see what they like, get right in so I can make sure that my blend is like impeccable. Yeah, I think I am going all the way to the inner corner with that. I think I wanted to do pink because I'm going to use some multi-chromes and duochromes, and they're going to be shifty to pink from blue to pink, but that'll be enough pink. There we go. And now I'm going into the blue in the blends palette, the baby blue. I'm just going to tell you right now, this baby blue is having a really hard time competing with this lavender from the Notoriously Morbid Shadow. It's just, they're a very different style of formula, so that's why I don't normally like to mix mattes, because the formulas can differ. I actually did a look on my Patreon recently with I started with the Carnival XL Pro palette and it wouldn't do what I want it to do when I blended it with the Lure palette, and then I went in with the very similar pink from the Lure palette and it literally blent right over a green like it was not even there. Like it blended in with the green like they were a perfect fit. So normally I would do a firecracker look, but I've had this idea-ish, a sort of a vision. Well, I really wanted to use those colors from the Don't Be Jelly palette after I did my palette declutter, and so I just decided I would do a look to match. And then when I came back home, my order that Danny sent me was here, so I decided to use the Path of the Light side because I've really been waiting for it. That looks super pretty. I really like that dark blue. I don't know if it's over the purple that's making it look so cool, but it looks really cool. I'm just going to go through with no additional product with the lavender and kind of just give everything a good go over. I've really gotten a lot of love for my palette declutter video. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry I haven't been available to answer my comments that much. I've been kind of busy with having fun. I'm gonna go on the lower lash line with the Rougher 03 with the lavender from the Path of the Light Side palette. Because I'm telling you, like, this look might look a little simple, but these shimmers are gonna rock your shit. And then I'll just blend that out a little bit. I don't like to use pastels on my under eyes normally because they kind of make my under eye look a little more ancient. They make me look a little more wise than I actually want to portray myself as. And yet, here I am going over and over. And then maybe I'll just do a little, like this flat smudger, the Voldemorphy JH43. And I'm going to go into that color Spellbound and just kind of give it a little tappy. Yeah, that'll do for now. Okay, now I'm going to use my P. Louise Cut Crease Brush and my NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm going to actually choose my colors first. I'm going to use the color Can You Be My Only One? Can You Be My Only One? Fuck, these guys are hilarious. It's this color in the bottom corner. It kind of shifts to blue, purple, pink. And then, oh wait, God, I want to use all the colors. Why didn't I think of that? Ooh, get out, I'm using it. I don't care. Okay, so what can I do? I'm gonna use DBJ16, that one color, and then I'm gonna use Keone from the Midsummer, or the Midwinter Dream palette by Ensley Rain and Brittany Huffman. So it's gonna be an extravaganza of the senses. I'm going to really try to keep this 50-50 so that not one color is dominant. I'm going to use my Jessup 234, and I'm going to start in the Can You Be My One and Only. Ooh, this is so sparkly. I'm going to have glitter bukkake for sure. And now I'm going into DBJ16. This is going to be a good time. Ooh. Oh man. God, that color is such a surprise. It's shocking. Have I used this color before? Have I not? What? How has this escaped me? I'm gonna try to get the shift for you guys, but I need to stop packing that inner corner there. Man, that's super pretty. I'm gonna spray this because I just have a feeling all this glitter is gonna fall on my face. It's not glitter, it's just shimmer, and I just can't tell if it will or if it won't, so I'm just better to be safe than sorry. I dislike having one side covered in glitter and then the other side's like, I managed it, you know? Yeah, that looks really good. Stoked about it. And then I'm going to use the Midwinter Dream palette to do my inner corner with my trusty old Voldemorphy pencil brush from the Ice Lake collection into the color Keone. Honestly, when I look at these colors, they all look like a greenish, like aquamarine, but then when I show them to you guys, they all look purple or pink. Oh man, that's cute. With my friends looking cute. Give it a little spritzy poo. I just realized when I packed for the 4th of July weekend that I have so many awesome shimmer palettes that are like filled with colors that I don't even know that I have, because all shimmer palettes are kind of like that. You get them and you do a review or a first impression, and then it's like, because when you do a first impression with the palette and you look and you see the colors that like catch your eye right away, and then like as you get more and more palettes, you don't really realize the shimmers that you have and how actually fantastic they are. So I'm going to take this brush after I'm all done, and I'm going to kind of line this again because that color is just so marvelous. Yeah, I'm going to do it when I'm done with the other eye. And honestly, this is the look, and that was super easy. Am I done? No. Can I not be done? My camera was about to quit and I didn't know it, but I caught it just in the nick of time. Ta-da! You're not left wondering how the fuck I got that whole look done when you guys didn't see it. I'm just gonna take this and do just a little speck on the brow bone. This is the color I used for the inner corner. I'm gonna deepen up the outer V again to make sure that it's like well blent, because it's not. There's like a hard line right there where the shimmer meets the dark. Just gonna give it a little dippy poo. And then just give this a little blendy poo right here. Okay, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and I'll be back when I'm done. So this is the manifesto, the pièce de résistance. I used Kiss Lashes, my Made by Mitchell blush in Rosy Posy, my Bitterlace Beauty highlighter, that one that fell out that day and I had to repress it. It's called Lollipop Love. And Chaos by Urban Decay 24/7 gel liner, and my Vertigo by Sugar Pill Lippy, one of my favies. So anyways, this is my 4th of July look. Happy 4th of July, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I don't know if I'll have this up on the 4th of July or the day after, but I wish you guys all a happy holiday. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because you can't wait to see what happens next. Hit the like button if you like this look, or if you just like my sparkling personality and my boyish charm. And hang out with me in the comments because I fucking love it. If you got like halfway through this video and you were like, oh my god, she is so cute until she opens her big fucking mouth, then go check me out on Instagram. I don't talk as much on Instagram. And if you were like, don't sugarcoat it, Katie, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Go check out my Patreon because I don't hold anything back on my Patreon. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's the aptly named See You Next Tuesday. Also, I do have codes for Notoriously Morbid, Unearthly, and Ensley Rain. And so all my discount codes are listed in the description box below. You can use them anytime you want. I don't know what's available and what isn't, but any products by those people, you can use them. And I'll have all the products linked, period, in the description box below. Some of them are affiliated, some of them are not. Thank you so much for watching. You could have been anywhere, but you were here wasting your time with me, and I totally appreciate you. Later. Slayer.